Hey y'all, it's Leland TV, and I'm doing a water change right now, and I just thought I should make a video while I'm doing it, and maybe help some people out that are curious about what to do when you have to do a water change for Neocaridina shrimp. I got my snowball tank right here, and I dropped a food pellet in to kind of keep them occupied while I'm doing this, but basically I'm slow dripping water back into this, and it's pretty simple. I created the water and I just have it in a bucket. It is RO DI water that's remineralized, and I'll show what that looks like pretty quickly. But yeah, I just create 5 gallons of it, keep it in one of these buckets. It stores for a couple of weeks, you know, maybe I'll get like one session out of it, because I've got 4 tanks here and I plan to be changing at least a gallon in each one every time. So that works out pretty well for me. That means like I've got to fill it every week, usually, or that I do a water change. Not that I do a water change every week. Sometimes I'll go 2 weeks, even 3 weeks maybe, depending, but don't really want to go longer than that. Really, it's pretty good to just keep up with like smaller water changes, you know, probably like once every 2 weeks or so, or once a week is better than waiting a long time. But yeah, so the name of the game is just, we're just going to be dripping water back in here, and I take some water out. What I'll end up doing is, I kind of did it with this tank, but I had some moss that was attached to some of this Java moss in here, and it wasn't like this like hair algae type of stuff that I have in here. So while I was like ripping it out, it would stir up some sediment on the bottom, because I don't really want to get in there and disturb it a lot. I've got tons of little baby shrimp in there, and I'm just kind of like letting this thing grow in. So, but by doing that, I stirred up some sediment and I took some water out. Took about a gallon or so of water. I'll show what that looks like. Probably about 1.5 gallons, more like it. But yeah, this is just my waste bucket that I've got right here, and I'll use this to water my plants. And yeah, you know, it's just about to take 1 gallon out of each one, and then add 1 gallon back in of remineralized water, and that way it keeps your parameters just about the same. So talking about TDS for this aquarium right here, when I checked TDS on it, it was about 200, and when I'm adding back in is about 150. So there's a little bit of a gap there, but most of that gap is just from like dissolved waste that's in the water from the shrimp. So yeah, it'll just about steady out once it gets all full, and I'm only going to be filling till I get to the water line of these other aquariums here, and that's how I know I'm not adding too much or too little. Just keep it right about where that is. Okay, so next up I'm gonna do this one for the water change, and like I was saying before, I'm just gonna try to pull some of this subwasser tang towards the front here. For this tank I gotta take the lid off. I got a kind of a wonky lid system. It's just a lid that easily falls back in there, whereas some of the other ones don't. So I just removed the whole thing, make my life easier. But yeah, I'm just gonna stir up a little bit of sediment, that way I can clear it out of the water column, and yeah. I'm gonna move this just a little bit.
See, I'm just kind of moving some of this around. I'm not trying to aggravate the shrimp or anything, but kind of my goal with this tank is just to move some of this subwasser tang towards the front and just get rid of this Java moss because it's infected with that weed. So I'm just gonna do this a couple of times. Pretty much every time I got a water change, I'm gonna be doing something like this. And you know, you don't have to do it all in one go. You could if you wanted to, but you know, doing a little bit at a time never is too bad either. Stuff is pretty rooted in there though. Takes a little bit of time getting it out. But it does come out, you can see it. I got some. This would help if I had like scissors or something to cut it loose. That's okay. At some point I'll probably get some, but so yeah, that's just how it goes. I'm gonna do that and it'll stir up some sediment. I'm gonna get a siphon going, so hold up for that. Okay, so now that I've done stirred it up, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a siphon. And I've got this right here. I've got a little bit of netting over the end of it, and that's just to prevent some of the shrimp from getting sucked into it. But gonna get all of this water column cleared out, and probably take about 1.5 gallons out and just put it into this bucket. You want to kind of keep an eye on this, that you're not getting any little shrimp. And always check afterwards. Use a white bucket when you do water changes, or anytime that you're taking water out, just to make sure that you're not getting any little baby fish or baby shrimp. This is just a good little technique that helps. So yeah, the water's slowly gonna come out, and yeah, just make sure no little shrimp swim right into the intake of it, and kind of keep an eye at how much you're taking out. After a while, you get kind of an idea of like your water level and about where you should be doing your water changes until like your depth. Usually it's like kind of down here for me where a 1.5 gallons is. It's like somewhere down in this region. You just kind of get an idea of that. See, I already got some shrimp that are kind of crawling around on the netting here. But yeah, they will appreciate you for it if you give them the nice clean water. And also gonna drop them in a cube. Nice little shrimp mineral cube I got. Like that. So this is about almost done. Yeah, and we'll call it. That's enough for me. So just want to be careful. Make sure you don't drip water everywhere. I got plenty of water for plants now. So yeah, this is about done in this aquarium over here. And when that's finished, I'm just going to move it into this side. I'll show you what that looks like. So for food, what I'm dropping in are these Shrimp King pellets by Dennerley. They're, I think they're Dutch. I got these a long time ago on Amazon, and they really love them. So I'm going to drop one of those in there and show you what it looks like. gotta see if I can grab it. Here it is. Yep, I got it.
That's good I got it. If I had waited any longer, it would have just totally disintegrated. So they're gonna be pretty happy they like this stuff. Okay, so just like the other aquarium, I'm filling this one up now too with the remineralized water. And I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on it. Just the rate as needed. You want it to be like a really fast trickle is the best way that I can describe it. Something like that. You don't want it to be so slow that it's just going to take forever, but you also don't want it so fast that it's really going to like mess up the water. So I like it right there, and that's always worked for me just fine. If anything changes, I'll let YouTube know, let you all know. But for now, yeah, this is how I do a water change, and I'll try to put in some footage of the colonies when they eat some of these pellets that I put in for them. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. This is Leland TV, and I really appreciate you watching another Shrimp TV. Take care.